Okay, we have some special guests in this turn. We have our first HQ units. Now they're not regimental HQs, they don't give everything around them a command. What they do is they give an infantry unit they're stacked with a free go, they get a free action, and they're also a lot harder than the normal units to hit because of that star. I think the last fire card we had a star and I said they can hit leaders. That's what the Japanese need to pull to hit these. So I actually call them my sort of recon marine units because they are better at probing into these intense fire zones than your standard fellows who just get mulched. So we start with our amphibious landing, and we have the M action is now active. So when M comes up on the fire card, bingo, they'll do nasty things to us. So the first one is yellow circle. Yellow hits this beach. There's no drift, but there's no circle. So nothing gets hit and they go in. We will put our HQ in there, and unfortunately that's the only place the tank can go. Tanks are very, very vulnerable in intense fire positions. I wish I could swap those over. Alright, next landing beach. Green doesn't hit this beach, no drift, so he doesn't drift, so they go in. Now, if you've watched some other videos online, you may have seen the odd player putting triple units in. It's maximum of 2 units onto the beach, including the units that are there. So my interpretation of the rule is that you can't deliberately overstack with a landing on a beach. Yellow hits this beach, no drift. He'll hit a triangle, we don't have a triangle. Happy days. He will go there. This fellow could get to them. No, we couldn't, not from that hex. So he will go there. He wouldn't be able to move through that hex because he'd get stopped by that intense fire zone. Orange 2, blue circle, no drift. They all drifted last turn, now they're not drifting. No drift, no circles, no blue hitting it anyway, so these fellas will all pile in. 5th Regiment. I'll pile in here. And now big beach. Red diamond, red triangle, no drift. Red doesn't fire into the beach, no drift, so the triangles stay on track, and we'll literally max this beach out. So I will put the big tank there, the infantry and the HQ will go there, and then the other infantry will have to stack on top. Alright, that is the landing sequence. Now we go event. And remember I said getting heroes is great, but it usually means you also have to add a depth marker. Well, there we go. So we'll do the depth marker first. Oh, thank God it wasn't reinforce. Depth marker goes to, you first check the Japanese positions that are adjacent occupied positions adjacent to American units. So we've got this purple, brown, yellow, green, blue and purple and brown. Then priority goes to those positions that are adjacent to a landing hex. The landing hexes have the arrows, the black arrows on them. So that makes him, him and him. And then if you're still trying to work it out, you go to the lowest number, B2, B5, B9. So the brown position will get the depth marker. We head over here to the intimidating number of depth markers. We grab one at random, we plonk it in there, and now that brown position will fire twice when he comes up. So that's the event for turn 3. Now Japanese fire and brown came up. And an M. So, M. What M does is, if it's firing, it fires with machine guns, which means it can fire an extra hex. It doesn't necessarily do extra damage. What it'll do is non-armoured units with the target symbol get disrupted unless it's from an unrevealed position, in which case it takes a hit but doesn't get disrupted. So it's just longer range fire. If there are no units in the field of fire, it will try and hit something with the target symbol up to 4 hexes away using mortar fire. And if it is unoccupied, as in an unoccupied position, and it's within 3 hexes of our units, it will then muster. It will you'll place a reserve unit and a depth marker. So this yellow fellow will fire with machine guns, and he'll hit non-armoured units. He will start in intense fire, so he will hit K31, becomes our first catastrophic loss. He gets disrupted. That's one of his hits. He doesn't hit the leader because the leader, the rule says, hits units of diamonds, triangles or circles. So not him. He will now reach out over here looking for a diamond, and he gets him. He is disrupted, and that's his 2 hits. This fellow will deal out 1 hit and will hit a unit with the most steps closest to him. So he's going to hit him or him. We get to choose. So I'll let him hit him, because then that stack will have 2 units in it. So if we choose to activate it, we get more firepower. The yellow tank will try and get closer to American units. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can shoot out to that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he goes into that hex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't reach that hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he won't move because he can't actually move to a position closer. So now we go blue. The blue tank right up there will lose his disruption. Blue here will lose his disruption, and the blue way over here will lose his disruption. So that wasn't so bad. Now we do brown. Might as well start while we're over here. So brown's going to knock one of these. Disrupted. I call this phase of the game D-Day at Flanders, because it's like the Somme offensive. So he gets 1 hit, and then this fellow will reach out. He hits him with, he's already been hit, so he can't take another hit. He won't hit, he will hit him, so he gets hit and disrupted, and there's nothing else for him to hit. There's no brown tank, so that is Japanese fire. No second event until turn 5. No US HQ phase, so we get our 2 actions. Now what are we going to do? Well, he would be next on the rank for getting a depth marker. So we probably want to finish him off. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks we could make. And we can only pick 2. Well, I am going to blow a hole through it. We've got a chance here to blow a hole, so I'm going to give it to him. So 14 against 2 doubled is 4. We got lucky. We don't need flanks or CCs. We've got demolitions, so we got rid of him. That's a good start. That is a very good start. Here, we only need to double him. We only need to double him. So we will, yes, we will just hit him with this. That's 7. Has radio and machine guns because it's a full unit. He's not doubled. 7 to 3. He's gone. This is fantastic. So he's worked. He can now move off the beach. What a pity we couldn't get him off. He can move off the beach. They can move off the beach. He will actually go to there. So 1 to there, 1 to there. The HQ is going to HQ is actually going to jump on him. Yeah. Nope. Him. We can remove these disruptions. Now remember when I said I consider those infantry HQs as my recon marines? He should have, yeah, I just removed the disruption. Just the HQ is going to attack that. 2 against something doubled. 2 against 1 doesn't have the weapons, so we're disrupted, which means the HQ is now disrupted, but we've revealed that purple position. Over here we can take them off him. He can move up and occupy that position. Here we can remove that disruption. He can move up. And we're getting all over that yellow position like stink on a monkey. Right. He removes his disruption. He can get off the beach. He can get off the beach. He can get off the beach. He will have to stay on the beach unless I put him there, and I'm not going to because I don't want to get him zapped. Which is a good time to stop. Good morning. Well, it is here, another day of lockdown. So, some more solitaire gaming. I videoed the first 3 turns yesterday, and then when I was going through it and reviewing it, I noticed that the yellow mortar, that yellow action, would have hit him. He got hit by fire, so he would have been disrupted in the same fire phase. Now they're undisrupted, so I took care of that. The second thing I noticed was we got a depth marker and a hero from the event. I placed the depth marker, so I helped the Japanese out, but I didn't help us. So the hero marker Hansen has been put there. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can begin with turn 4, and I'll just lay out the reinforcements. I mentioned earlier, sometimes you can get counters that don't stipulate the beach, and here is one of them. In fact, all 3 are just orange beach. I'm electing to put them in here. This one's white beach. I'm electing to put him in on white 2 instead of white 1 for probably very obvious reasons. And these fellows actually are designated to 03. So we begin as we usually do with the landing phase. So we've got 3. White 2, we get yellow diamond. He is a diamond and he will drift right. So he drifts into there. They're all getting away from white beach. Next, purple circle, no drift. Purple doesn't hit this beach, only green and yellow, and green currently is subdued, so all of these can go in. And that is as far filled that beach up. And now over to orange 3, and we get brown diamond drift right. So the brown hits him. Our heavy weapons company takes a hit, can't drift right off the map, so he drifts left. That's how that works. So he will go in there, and he will land on him. Okay, that's the landing phase. Now the event phase. Oh God. Counterattack. Okay. How does counterattack work? Well, we get the counterattack depth markers. There's up to 8. Give them a mix. Make a little pile, and then all these tanks will be in the counterattack. They lose their depth markers, out of the game for good, which is not a bad thing. So they're all gone. They get replaced with a counterattack token, moving Halmukdu top to bottom. These are now their depth markers. Then we take every infantry unit within 3 hexes of a tank that is not on an artillery position. So not him. Him, we get him. He gets a counter-attack marker. He's an artillery position. And that's it. There are no other. So it'll be a total of 5 units conducting the counterattack. So that's counterattack. That's rather early. But it is what it is. Now counterattacks will act first, and what they try and do is their first priority is they're trying to get to hexes that can fire on the beach. So that's their number 1 priority. If they can't do that, they'll then try and attack American units within 3 hexes. If they can't do that, they will then seek to get closer to a beach hex and go into an unoccupied position. And if there's a choice, they'll take the one closest to themselves. And I'll just check that to make sure I'm not giving you a bum steer. No, I'm pretty sure I've got that right. So if there is multiple choices within one of the priorities, they will take the hex that is closest to themselves on all occasions. So now we go to, gee, I made a bit of a mess down here with the tripod legs. Now we go to Japanese fire, and we start with the counter-attacking units. So he will try and get to a landing beach hex. He can't. He will try within 3. He will try and attack us. He can't. We've got no American units within 3. So we could get to there. These are counter-attack position hexes. That's what they stand for. So he's got 4 to choose from, so he'll take the one closest to himself. This fellow, that one, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from that beach hex. And if he goes there, he'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll take the closest one. He will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. And if he's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he will take westernmost and then southernmost. So he'll go there, which means he's blocked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he will go there. And that's the counter-attack. Now, yellow R. We don't have the R action active. The only one we have active is M, and we don't have an M, so we don't have to worry about that. Yellow is going to fire, and purple are going to fire. So that's a total of 4 hits in here. He will get hit. They're both then disrupted. He will get hit and taken out. He will get hit by the purple, and he will get hit because of the symbol by the yellow. So I31 becomes a catastrophic loss, and that's that. 4 hits. 2 tank units gone. Okay. So yellow and purple over here. Purple can't hit us. This purple can. He will hit him. Disrupted. That's his 1 hit. Yellow will hit something around here. We will choose this one. He gets hit. And we're getting mulched. So that's purple and yellow. Now we've got to do blue. Blue will fire into here. Can't hit him because he's a circle, not a diamond. But he'll look in here and he can't hit him. He's not a diamond either, and he's been hit anyway. And blue over here is not a problem because we've taken it. So that's Japanese fire, no artillery. Turn 4, there's still no second event. Our two actions. Our two actions. Well, these, that's a problem, that's a problem, and that's a problem. We can attack him with 10 without spending one of our actions. 10 is going to be doubled. Could be a 3, gets to 6. Here, he's going to be doubled, but we can hit him with 14, so we'll definitely do that. Whoops. 14. All the weapons, except a flamethrower. So we get 14 to 4, he's doubled in jungle, but we don't have the weapons, so he is disrupted. Flamethrower, he's got a flamethrower. He has got a flamethrower, and I can't get him in there. Here we would just get, oh no, well he'd get halved. So 4 plus, because he can give him a special action. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 to 4, don't have the weapons, that's going to be bad. That is going to be bad. He gains depth. That was bad. So he has acted, but not him. Well, our second action is going to have to be to deal with this yellow thing. No, it doesn't have to be. Okay, 10 against him. Machine gun and radio we have, so we're more than double, he's gone. That means he can get off the beach. Occupy that. We won't do that just yet, we'll do those last. We'll do those last. We'll keep doing our attacks so we don't get confused. Actually, we don't have any more attacks. Okay. He is now disrupted, so we can move, and that's gone. So we can move through that. So that's precisely what we're going to do. He gets a preservation move. I don't really want to go into that purple. Bloody hell. Bloody. So I move him off the beach to there. Him off the beach to there. He's activated. He will stay there. Disruption off. Action token off. disruption off. He did the attack. Second action, whatever you want to do, will be to move him to there, which means these can now get off the beach. He will go back onto him. The hero will move into there. He will get off the beach. He will get off the beach. And that's it. Turn 4 done. Pretty short.